Welcome to a new video which is about half angle formulas. We have a basic formula to use. Without further ado, let's get started. In the formulas, guys, we have sine x which is equal to negative or positive and the square root 1 minus cosine x divided by 2. And when it comes to cosine x divided by 2 is going to be again negative or positive and the square root 1 plus cosine x divided by 2. The difference between cosine x and the sine x is here we have negative sign here, and here we have positive, guys. Both of those formulas are actually obtained by using those two formulas. So here we have cosine 2x, and that is equal to, guys, 1 minus 2 times sine square x. As you can see, we have x here and we have 2x here. We have x here and we have 2x here. So when we try to obtain sine x, okay, then this is what we're going to end up with. And once we try to obtain cosine x, then again, this is what we're going to end up with. By the way, you may ask, okay, what about tangent and cotangent? What you can do is, after you find cosine x divided by 2, let's say this is the triangle, okay, right triangle, and that angle is x divided by 2. So let's say cosine x divided by 2 is 1 divided by 2. This is 1, this is 2, right? So this is going to be square root of 3 in that case. And you can apply tangent x divided by 2 on this triangle, guys. So in that case, tangent x divided by 2 is going to be, let me write it here, tangent x divided by 2, which is going to be square root of 3, guys, as you can see. So what you can do is, once you obtain cosine x divided by 2 or sine x divided by 2, and then just draw a special right triangle, put the angle right over there, and then apply, let's say if you have cosine, then apply the cosine on this special right triangle, or if you have sine x divided by 2, just apply that value on this special right triangle, and then try to find tangent or cotangent accordingly. And this is our first question, guys, in this video. And in the question we have our angle, which is between pi and 3 pi divided by 2, which means that if you remember, let's say this is our coordinate system, this is pi, right, and this is 3 pi divided by 2. So that means our angle is in the third quadrant, guys, right here, right, or third region. And sine x is given to us as negative 3 divided by 5. Why? Because in the third quadrant, sine is negative, right? And in that case, what is the value of cosine x divided by 2, guys? So as you can see, this is the formula that we're going to be using in this question. And in this question, guys, as you can see, we need cosine from here, right? And because we are given sine x, that means by using that sine x, we need to obtain cosine x. And in order to do that, we're going to benefit from one of two identities, which is cosine square x plus sine square x, and this is equal to 1, guys. And sine x is given to us as negative 3 divided by 5, so just plug it here, and it's going to be negative 3 divided by 5 square, guys. And in the next step, we're going to have cosine square x as, this is going to be 9 divided by 25, right? So just send this to the right side, and the right side is going to be 1 minus 9 divided by 25, guys. This is not equal to this. Okay, right now just forget this part. And this is equal to this. Okay, so cosine square x is going to be 1 minus 9 divided by 25. 1 times 25 is 25. So 25 minus 9 is going to be 16. 16 divided by 25. I just made a shortcut. What you can do is, this is 1. Make the denominator same, apply the first term by 25, and it's etc. And then finally you're going to end up with the same result. Anyway, so cosine square x is, let me write the final answer here, 16 divided by 25, right? If you take the square root of both sides in order to obtain cosine x is going to be, guys, 4 divided by 5, right? But it's going to be either positive or negative, depending on the sign of cosine in the third region, because our angle is in the third region. Okay, it is given to us here, and in the third region, cosine is negative, not positive. So the result is going to be negative 4 divided by 5, guys. That means We already found cosine x, which is negative 4 divided by 5. And now we can apply this formula, guys, half angle formula. And once we do it, then we're going to have cosine x divided by 2 is equal to, in the square root, again, we're going to have 1 minus 4 divided by 5 divided by 2, guys. This is inside the root. Again, I'm going to make the same shortcut here. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. The numerator is going to be 1 divided by 5. So the right side is going to be in the square root 1 divided by 5 divided by 2. So let me write it up at the center. We are dividing 1 divided by 5 by 2, right? So I'm going to multiply it by 1 divided by 2 here. And it's going to be 1 divided by 10, guys. That means the inside of the root is going to be 1 divided by 10. So cosine x divided by 2 is in the square root 1 divided by 10, guys. Again, it's going to be positive or negative, right? Because x is in the third region, okay? Half is going to be in the second region. You can think it in this way. For example, this is pi, right? Divide pi by 2, it's going to be pi divided by 2, right? So pi divided by 2 less than or equal to. Divide x by 2 also. X divided by 2 less than or equal to. Divide this by 2 also. So it's going to be 3 pi divided by 4, right? So as you can see, our angle is greater than or equal to pi divided by 2, which is this line, right? This is pi divided by 2, if you remember. So that means our angle is somewhere here, right? In this second quadrant. In the second quadrant, cosine is negative. That means the result is going to be negative square root of 1 divided by 10, guys. And we have our next question. And in the question, we are asked to find the value of sine pi divided by 8. So this is the formula that we will be using in this question. And pi divided by 8 actually can be written as pi divided by 8 is pi divided by 4 divided by 2, right? So that means x can be written as pi divided by 4 in this case. So this is going to be equal to, guys, sine pi divided by 4 divided by 2. And this is going to be equal to, in the square root, plus or minus. Because pi divided by 8 is going to be in the first region, so it's going to be plus, of course. It's not going to be negative. So just let me erase it like this. So this is plus already. And it's going to be 1 minus cosine pi divided by 4 divided by 2, guys. And this is equal to cosine pi divided by 4 is cosine 45 degree, right? Cosine 45 degree is going to be square root of 2 divided by 2. So we're going to have in the root 1 minus square root of 2 divided by 2 divided by 2. Here again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this 1 by 2. It's going to be 2. In the numerator, we're going to have 2 minus square root of 2 divided by 2. Let me write it like this. 2 minus square root of 2 divided by 2 divided by 2, guys. And it's going to be in the root. Once you divide 2 minus square root of 2 divided by 2 by 2, that means, guys, let me write it here. We're going to have 2 minus square root of 2 divided by 2 times 2, which is 4, guys. This is going to be equal to sine pi divided by 8, guys. And this is our last question, guys, in this video. We are asked to find the value of cosine 165 degree. And in this question, guys, because we are going to find out cosine, so this is going to be the formula that we will be using. And we need cosine x. How we can write that 165 degree, guys? We can write that 165 degree as cosine 330 divided by 2, guys, right? And as you can see in this way, it's going to be much more easier. And now x is going to be 330. So it's going to be in the square root plus or minus 1 plus cosine 330, guys, divided by 2. And this angle, which is 165, guys, is in the second region, right? Let's say this is unit circle. This is 90 degree, right? This is 180 degree. And 165 is somewhere between 90 and 180, which is the second quadrant, right? That means cosine is in the second quadrant. And in the second quadrant, cosine is negative. So the result is going to be negative, guys. And this is equal to, guys, in the square root, we have negative already here. How we can find out cosine 330? Well, what you can do is you can write cosine 330 as 360 minus 30, right? And this is going to be because the whole angle is in the fourth region or fourth quadrant. Cosine is going to be plus in the fourth quadrant. That means the result is going to be plus also. It's going to be plus cosine 30 degree, guys. And cosine 30 is sine 60. And sine 60 is square root of 3 divided by 2, guys. So here we're going to have 1 plus square root of 3 divided by 2 divided by 2, guys. Here what I'm going to do is 1 times 2 is 2 plus square root of 3. Okay, just let me write it here at the top center. It's going to be the square root 2 plus square root of 3 divided by 2 divided by 2 is going to be 4, guys. This is inside the root and it's going to be negative. Or what you can do is it's going to be negative square root of 2 plus square root of 3 divided by 2, guys. Why? Because that 4 comes out as 2. So it's going to be negative square root of 2 plus square root of 3 divided by 2, guys. And that is the final answer. That was the last question, guys, in this video. If you have any question related to the subject or any questions, any point that I did, you can put them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and hopefully see you in the next video.